Everything you need in one place. Across from the post office in downtown Jersey Shore. Stop and shop. Jiffy Market and
We have the pleasure, Doug, of listening to them tonight while we broadcast.
Absolutely. Always love to see the high school bands do their thing, pregame and halftime. We're going to take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard, again brought to you all season long by Tie Dot and Embroidery for all your screen printing and embroidery needs. See the staff at 110 Charles Street, Jersey Shore, and give them a call at 570-398-4477. Selinsgrove leads over Juniata on the road, 16-8. Mifflin County shutting out the Braves of Shikellamy. A little surprised by that score, 13-0. Hamburg shutting out the defenders of Warrior Run, 14-0. Loyalsock has stretched the lead over Hughesville, 21-0. Midwest being shut out by Halifax, 20-0 at the half. Pretty close game. I'm a little surprised here. Southern Columbia only up 14-0 over the Indians of Shamokin. Milton on their way to their first win of the season, 27-0 over Towanda. Great game in the North Central PA region. Mount Carmel on the road, 13-7 over Dunmore. Mifflinburg, tighter game than expected, 7-0 over Central Columbia. Danville stretching it out over Lime Mountain at Danville. They can score some points, 27-7 over the Eagles. South Williamsport on their way to win number 2, 29-7 over the Raiders of Montgomery. Central Mountain coming back strong, 20-7 over the Bloomsburg Panthers. And Troy at the half, shutting out Montoursville. Troy going to be very good this year, 17-0 over the Warriors. And Muncie and Wellsboro, a little surprise there, 7-7 already into quarter number 3. Out-of-town scoreboard again brought to you by Tie Dot and Embroidery.
So, interestingly enough, we talked about the defense and giving up some big plays there towards the end of the half on some passes that are questionable. And quarterbacks for, Ashe and Wenrich for Lewisburg did a great job of just taking a couple steps back and throwing the ball up because they know they don't have time to throw the football. But barring 2 or 3 of those plays, Doug, really when I look at the defense, they're doing a bang-up job. I mean, they're limiting Lewisburg on the ground. They're doing the things they always do well. We've just not seen the dam break. Usually about 8 minutes into that second quarter, you see just instant scoring, instant gratification from the powerhouse that Jersey Shore has become. So Lewisburg hanging around here tonight, looking good. They've studied some film. They've read their keys. They've done a good job. They really haven't given up the big 60, 50-yard run that Pottsville did last week. So it'll be intriguing in the second half to see if Lewisburg can stick with the script, limit the big plays, and keep themselves in this game.
It's really, if you're Lewisburg, that's what you want to happen, because last year, 70-0 at the half. Again, completely different team, much younger group. You can tell when you look at Lewisburg, they've got some nice athletes. They've got some good size up front that we've commented on. And they, didn't want to get embarrassed again. That was a little bit of an embarrassment last year at 70-0. And they knew they could be much more competitive tonight, and they are. Only down 3 scores. The key for them is, can they do anything offensively on a regular basis to score multiple times? They haven't shown that yet. Could they make a play, a big play, and score? Sure they can. Anybody can do that. But if they can't do it consistently, the Bulldogs will have a chance here in quarter number 3 and 4 to get their second win of the season in 2023.
And I look for the Bulldogs to do just that this second half. I think, when they play with a chip on their shoulder, when they play with an axe to grind, they take it to another level. And when they break the backs or break the will of the opposing team, that's when it's usually lights out. That has yet to happen tonight. So second half, Jersey Shore will be kicking off. They did receive that first half, so Lewisburg will be receiving the football, looking to establish some decent field position to control the start of the second half.
It's always interesting when we talk to our radio compadres, Greg Wetzel and Justin Michael. They said, listen, Lewisburg can't throw the football. 3 attempts last week, 3 yards. They're going to run the football. Well, as always, we're usually wrong from the broadcast booth, and they've tried to throw it. They're trying to figure out, okay, what can we do as the season goes on to make our offense have a chance to be productive, and they're trying to throw the football tonight, and that's where their big plays have come. We'll see what adjustments the Bulldogs do on the defensive side here in quarter number 3.
And the Bulldog faithful, are used to seeing a 28, 35-point, margin at halftime. What I liked in that first half was seeing Jersey Shore stay poised on offense, minus the PATs, stay poised, and really kind of sprinkle the ball around, get some other receivers involved. They had some different looks out of the backfield with Elijah Jordan going to deep tailback, and Tate having his way and his will too on the ground. Jaron Loomis making solid decisions. He's very cerebral. We talked about that. He's intelligent. Last week he did throw a couple of picks. Tonight he seemed very poised. So Brody Herr, kicking off here in the next few seconds, has had some solid kicks tonight. And Lewisburg really not having the best of field position this evening.
Special teams have been a strength in regard to coverage in particular for the Bulldogs for the past 5 or 6 years. Even if they don't kick it deep, the coverage has really been there, and very sure-handed tacklers, and that's what you're looking for here. If you're the Bulldogs, you might not be able to have a kicker in Brody Herr to get it to the end zone on a regular basis or maybe at all, but you want to get down there and cover, and do not give the special teams players of Lewisburg, which were dynamic in week number 1, a chance to make a big play and really get them back in the ballgame.
Well, and right now, Lewisburg has some solid guys back. Opperman, they've got Casale. That's going to go deep, and that's going to roll into the end zone. What a break for the Bulldogs. That kick was unique in the fact that it hit the ground around the 12-yard line, but he split the 2 deep receivers for the kick there in Nick Coleman and Jeremiah Davis, and neither wanted any part of that.
Well, it's good to see that, Brody Herr, he's trying to figure out this kicking thing, and there he did something different. Hey, I'm not just going to try and kick it as far as I can, high and deep. I'm just going to kind of line drive that thing. It turned out to be very effective.
And they're going to do that tonight. They've got Davis out of the game. In the gun is Wenrich on 1st and 10 here to start the second half. Immediate handoff, bobble to snap. Oh, and Tate Sechrist. That's the 3rd or 4th time tonight Lewisburg has struggled with the QB snap to back, and they can ill afford to have that split second because the Dogs have dialed it up.
You just can't do that. If you give a Bulldog defense, but particularly certain players, Tate Sechrist, Bo Sechrist, Max Engel in particular, coming from those ends in that interior linebacker position, they're going to make a play, and it's going to be a tackle for a loss, and it was 4 yards on that play.
So 2nd and 14 here, ball on the 16. So with the touchback, starts at the 20. They're back now to the 16. Single receivers left and right. Wenrich in the gun. Bulldogs stacking the box. Bo Sechrist looking to bring the heat, and he does, and he meets the running back. As the words were exiting my mouth, the collision took place.
Really good read there by Bo Sechrist, and we've seen the Bulldogs jump off sides at least 2 times in the first half, and he almost did there, but boy, he split those offensive linemen free in for the tackle for loss, 2nd one in a row.
Well, and that's really, mentally debilitating to an offense when your quarterback literally just has handed the ball off to the running back, and he's met immediately.
Bulldog defense looking to make another play here to really set up Lewisburg in 4th and long, have a chance to flip the field.
Pro-I formation, Wenrich under center. I backfield, quick pitch left. Gets to the outside. He does have the edge, but excellent stretch of the play there by Whitman. Whitman doing a nice job. That time, Max Engel, he was able to get blocked, but he blew it up enough, delayed the play enough to Whitman to get the tackle.
Nice recovery there by Whitman from the cornerback. Good support in the run game. So you pick up a couple yards there, but still 4th and long for Lewisburg. Going to punt this one away. Elijah Jordan, Dathan Tyson deep for the Bulldogs.
Cohen Hoover back to punt. Again, week 1 he had 102 yards on fake punts to really keep Lewisburg in that game to beat Shamokin in overtime. Both teams 1-0 tonight coming into this game. 10:30 to go in the 3rd quarter. Cohen back to punt on a 4th and 13 with the ball on the 17. The Dogs looking to get hungry on this return. They need to get to the end zone. Fair caught by Dathan Tyson. Excellent punt that time off the foot of Cohen.
Cohen's very good, and we'll see an even better punter and kicker next week. The Carter Young kid from Selinsgrove, but that was almost a 50-yard punt. Really nice job there by Dathan Tyson. Saw it, figured out where the ball was going to go, called for a catch early and made it. 1st
and 10 just across the midfield line right here in front of us. Starting on the 48 of Lewisburg, Loomis in the gun, single back Elijah Jordan, Sechrist the up back. Elijah Jordan makes a man miss, spins, keeps the hand on the football. He's very, very quick. That's the one thing about Elijah. You don't realize how sneaky fast he is.
Very, very quick through the hole, making people miss. That's what you want. Ends up picking almost 8 on that play.
2nd down and 3 in the gun is Loomis. Immediate throw to the flats. Dathan Tyson makes a good catch coming back to the football. Boy, that's a scary route there. That's a route that's very easy to jump. Loomis getting the dart to the flats just in time. Oh, they're going to call it 3rd down. They didn't give him the first. I thought he did get it, but it's going to be 3rd and short.
Really have to give credit to the Lewisburg cornerbacks and safeties. They are very, very good in pass defense.
And they push the pile.
I thought you were allowed to do that. I guess you're not allowed in high school. I thought you could do the bush push. But obviously the officials said you cannot, so that's going to negate the 1st down. Cost the Bulldogs
I'm really
at
confused.
least 5 yards.
Give me 1 second. Let's consult with the let's use a lifeline and phone a friend here, Doug. So they're going to call that, and it's a big penalty. I don't.
So it must be from the spot, because that's 5 yards. So 5 yards on that play, right? Yeah, 5 yards on that penalty.
5 yards, 3rd down now and 6. Immediate pass to Samar. Samar makes a man miss, gets downfield. He's close. He's going to be about a yard short. I bet the Dogs go for it. They're going to get to the line. They're going to force Lewisburg to make a decision with or without the right personnel. So
no hesitation
4th down and 2. Samar left to right. Quick pitch right. Elijah Jordan gets the edge, cuts back, makes a man miss out the side. Down the sideline he goes. 25. Down inside. They're going to. I thought I saw laundry on the field and it was a pom-pom, Doug. But a big pickup by the Bulldogs.
No hesitation. Super cut by Elijah Jordan on that play. Big run. 1st down, Bulldogs.
1st and 10 on the 12-yard line as they get situated. Official signal to play clock. Loomis under center. Fakes the pitch, counter Trey to Tate Sechrist. Left side. 31 again, Casale in on that big hit.
Between the tackles, Lewisburg's run defense has been pretty solid. They really make the runners for the Bulldogs earn those yards, but still positive yards there on 1st down for Sechrist.
Under center is Loomis. Right to left goes Dathan Tyson. Pitch left goes to Jordan. Jordan gets the edge, tries to cut back, and big hit. 23. That's Opperman again on the edge.
Opperman and Casales coming up from their linebackers, defensive back positions. Really, really active. Super tackle one-on-one there for the Green Dragons.
And I'll tell you, Doug, it's harder and harder to see those chains as we move our way down towards Allegheny Street. It's going to be 3rd down and 8. Single back is Tate Sechrist. Twins right. Loomis rolls right. He's going to throw it up. Tyson tried to go to the pylon, running a post route.
Good attempt, corner of the end zone, just a little bit over the outstretched hands of Dathan Tyson. That's a tough throw on the run for Jaron Loomis. Again, the defenders for Lewisburg, they are in very good position to challenge those plays, bringing up 4th and 8.
Well, and right here you got Jordan out here now in the flats with Opperman on him. They're going to roll right again. Loomis is going to keep it.
He's close, but I think he's going to be a little bit short. Hard to see on that far side.
Yeah, he's going to be short, I believe, Doug. It was
4th and 8 from the 11, maybe picked up 6 or 7. So if you're the Bulldogs, you don't get it. But, boy, you put the Lewisburg Green Dragons deep in their own territory if they do get possession here. And I'm not sure why it's taking the officials so long. I guess they're trying to figure out. They're going to measure. So he got really close. You don't see that very often where you bring the chains all the way across the field for the measurement.
You know what's unique about tonight, too, Doug? You see some big plays here and some big plays there, but we've seen a lot of 4th downs.
Yeah.
So Lewisburg able to really stay within their game plan, and the Bulldogs who have scored often really having longer drives tonight, sustained drives, and Loomis tries to stretch that. We'll see these chain measurement right now with the official signal in just a second. It's going to be close. And we can't see through the... Green Dragons do stop. Big stop on 4th down. It was close. They measured. It was a football length, but it was short for the Bulldogs. But just over 4 minutes tick off that clock, Doug, and again, no score.
So the Lewisburg defense does just enough to shut Jaron Loomis out on that 4th attempt drive. Bulldog defense, Nate, 1st and 10 from your opponent, 3. You want to come up big here.
What's most impressive, too, Doug, is the last 2 drives for Jersey Shore, they had short fields and still didn't put numbers up. So the Lewisburg defense did dial it back there. Cohen is going to be under center here. Ball on the 3-yard line. His back close to the end zone. Pro-I formation, 1st and 10. Oh, there's a botched handoff. Big pressure. They're going backwards. They're signaling close to the goal line. The Dogs want a safety. They want a safety.
Referee has already signaled no safety. Not sure how he can see that from the back line of the end zone, but that's where it's going to be marked just outside the goal line. Bulldog defense going to really be pushing up inside here, led by Caden Walker inside.
You know, if you're Lewisburg, what do you call here? Do you throw a quick slant route? Do you try to get some space? Obviously, running a quarterback sneak or fullback pop is even risky because the Dogs have been 2 yards deep, and they got 9 guys, 10 guys in the box. Safeties are even up. Quarterback sneak off the left side. And I'm telling you, he's still sniffing that goal line.
A little bit of a push there by the Lewisburg offensive line to keep the quarterback out of the end zone, but a good job by Caden Walker, Slate Sechrist inside, torpedo underneath to keep him there for no gain on that play, maybe a half a yard.
So here we are, 3rd and 12. Ball, they're calling it the 1. It's more like the half, but we can't put a half up on that scoreboard. 6:30 to go, 3rd quarter. The Green Dragons of Lewisburg were able to hold Jersey Shore on their first possession. In the gun right now, in the gun is Wenrich. He's going to call a timeout. He didn't like the formation because he saw something on the Jersey Shore side of the ball that was going to blow it up.
Well, and also knew that he probably was going to run out of time on the play clock. We talked about that earlier, Nate. That quarterback runs all the way over to the coach to get the play. 50 yards, runs all the way back. He did not get to the huddle until there was about 9 seconds to go. Can't do that on a regular basis, particularly deep in your own territory. I think they're going to throw the football here, Nate. Out of the shotgun, one-on-one, just throw it up, do what they did at the end of the first half. You're counting on either a great play by your receiver or an interference penalty by the defender to pick up a big first down and get out of your own shadow of your own goal line.
You know, we always talk about catchers that used to call great games behind the plate for pitchers. You know, curveball, fastball, really setting things up. Lewisburg's been effective tonight with the hard count as well. So Jersey Shore looking to pin their ears back. They'd love a safety right here. So Wenrich could also go with the hard count. He went from the gun now up under center. Straight I formation. He's just going to move forward and get a 1-yard gain maybe, trying to give Cohen, the punter, some breathing room.
Worst case scenario, you hold them, which the Bulldog defense did on those 3 plays. Now Elijah Jordan, Nathan Tyson going to go back, have a chance again to probably get the ball around the 40 because your punter here, Hoover, is going to be kicking from his own end line. Got to field the football like we talked about many times. In fact, Nathan Tyson going to stay up. Elijah Jordan going to go back singularly on this punt return attempt.
And I don't know, you know, you talk about bringing the heat. What do you gain by really a safety or a blocked kick unless it results in a touchdown? I'd set up for a good return here more so than trying to block the punt. So Elijah Jordan, the only guy back there trying to get to the kicker. He gets it away. Beautiful kick. See, and this is what we talk about. That's got to be fielded.
15 yards on that play. That is not a good play there by your punt returner. Almost got the block, didn't get it. Good kick by Hoover. They flip the field, does Lewisburg, and Bulldogs are going to take over in their own territory at their own 46.
Regardless of what happens in this drive, what I'm saying is, man, I love me some Elijah Jordan. He's a phenomenal athlete. He's one of the heartbeats of this team. But Cohen just kicked that from the back end of his end zone across midfield, so he may be up for player of the game. 1st and 10, Bulldogs, 5:20 to go. 18-0 is the score. Their second possession of the second half. In the gun is Loomis. Hands off immediately to Sechrist. Tate Sechrist gets north and south, moving the pile. Really close to a first down. He's going to be about a yard and a half short.
Bulldog offense really looking, hey, we need a score here, guys. We want to take our time. Third quarter ticking down, just under 5 minutes, but we wanted to put together a drive that results in points on the scoreboard, stretch out this lead to 4 scores.
You know, and I'd like to see, one thing I'd like to see offensively is maybe a little bit of play action. There we go. There it was. Tate Sechrist up the middle, and that play action, not that I'm not a prophet, but I help out with a nonprofit. But listen, when I look at that play, did you notice that play action just froze him enough? Sechrist got some yards before first contact.
Well, and Jaron Loomis certainly can run that play action because he's the threat not only to throw it, but to run it as well.
1st and 10, fakes the play action again, going deep. So that's wide open. Inside. And Doug, I don't believe it. I've missed so many things this year, but every now and then a blind squirrel finds a nut. Listen, we talked about the play action, and there it was.
Jaron Loomis with a dime to Dathan Tyson along the sidelines. Big catch for the senior, 1st and goal from the 4.
Beautiful play action pass, beautifully thrown from Loomis. As you said, it was a dime. Handoff up the gut, Tate Sechrist. And see, we talk about what breaks the back, what breaks the will. And there was the home run ball set up by a beautiful play action. Loomis looked so poised on that.
I tell you, J-Lo, he's good. I thought he would be good. We saw flashes of it last year. He looks comfortable in the pocket, comfortable running the football, running the option, keeping it himself. That was a very good throw to Dathan Tyson. Good catch at the end, set up the touchdown.
Brody kick. The kick is up, and that looked exceptional. Sounded good off the foot. It wasn't even mic'd up. It sounded good up here. Bulldogs able to do a couple of things extremely well. They've established the ground game, but they froze the backer in the corner on the simple play action, and Loomis really looked nice on that. Set his feet, threw the perfect catchable ball down the sideline to Dathan Tyson, and most teams have been biting on that short comeback route in the flats, and that time they just went on the deep fly route. Able to get separation was Dathan Tyson to get him down inside the 10, and from there it was Tate Sechrist on the handoff up the middle, untouched, unsolicited, ends up in the end zone to make the score 25-0 after the kick off the foot of Brody Herr for the point after touchdown.
Super job by the Bulldog offense. Good response after defense played well, pinned the Green Dragons down there, forced a punt from inside the end zone, and then not a great play on the punt return, but you still set up your offense well, and Jaron Loomis leads the way, just what you want your senior and experienced quarterback to do.
Yeah, absolutely. Loomis looking poised. That's another wrinkle tonight. We haven't seen much play action, and I'll tell you something right now. I love to see that because, man, I used to play safety, corner, some hero backer, and I used to hate play action. Most teams don't like it, and if you can establish the ground game and freeze your defensive secondary just for a split second where the backers that are forced to go out in coverage, and that's a big, big play for the Bulldogs. Brody Herr's kick is going to land again and roll back, and this time it's inside the 10. Big tackle outside. Give Sweely, number 9, credit. Jeremiah Davis wanted to say that he wasn't down, and he was out of bounds and down. But another kick, another goofy kick, but effective kick for Bulldog special teams.
Little confusion there right between the two kickoff guys, and they did not communicate well, and Jeremiah Davis did end up with it, and he was a little frustrated at the end of that, but he did step out without question. Green Dragons will take over again from inside their own 20. They mark this one at the Lewisburg 19-yard line. Down 4 scores, Bulldogs stretch that lead 25-0.
And we talk about a series that could potentially break the will or the back of an opposing team. We'll see what the defense does here now with 4:10 to go, 25-0 the score. Going to run the ball. Good decision that time by Wenrich in the shotgun. Delayed draw, but effective nonetheless. Coming over again to the sideline to get the play call. We've talked about this, Doug. He just took a licking and kept on ticking, and now he's got to run another 30 yards back to the huddle. Pick up a three on first down. So Wenrich able to scramble for a couple.
Always wondered if you're going to use your quarterback as your main guy, why don't you just don't have a set of signals that he can take a few steps away, get the signals, go right back into the huddle, but they don't do that.
Twins left, Wenrich in the gun motions left to right. He's going to be fake jet sweep. Oh, he's got pressure. Oh, almost tackled. Throws back across the middle. Nearly picked off by Bo Sechrist. Oh, there was heat coming from all angles on that last play. I don't know who got pressure. I'm going to get a number here, Doug. Who do you see there?
Max Engel from the far side, but he's a little frustrated with himself. He's been a little bit out of the mix here tonight in regard to flash plays. Boy, he had a chance to make there. Wenrich did a nice job to get away from him, but almost set up the interception. Good reaction there on that pass play by Bo Sechrist.
Yeah, he was there, and like you said, Max Engel had his head on a swivel, just over pursued a little bit. Asher into the game. He's been the throwing quarterback on 3rd down, 3rd and 7. Low snap, pressure up the middle. He throws it a sideline. Dathan Tyson picks it off down the sideline. He's going to pushed out of bounds inside the 10. That pressure, we talk about it, Doug. You set the last interception up by saying just bringing enough heat. Bo almost had a pick the play prior. Beautiful interception by Dathan Tyson. He did high point that. Alex Jackson must have had a few conversations at halftime.
Well, and Dathan Tyson is the most experienced defensive back. Really made a nice play. They're going to mark him back a little bit, step outside. They have him at the 11, I believe, first down. So they could get a first down from inside the 1. But, boy, Bulldogs looking to score here after the big defensive interception and return by Tyson.
In the gun, Loomis, left to right, goes Elijah Jordan. He does get the handoff. He's going to cut back. Plants the foot, gets upfield. Inside the 10. Someone's cramping up there for Lewisburg. Official timeout. Again, great crowd here at Thompson Street. I had a chance to interview Tom Gravish this week. He said hello, by the way, and he can't wait to see you in the next few weeks. We talked about how you can support this program. We've been so blessed at the Bear Country Sports Network. Our family there, Dave and Karen back at the station, Vince on the road with us, many, many other hats that make it work. But the sponsorship this year has been absolutely incredible. And I know we talk about it's easy to support a winner. If they win tonight, it's 31 in a row. But there are so many people that won't get their wallet out, that won't support a program. This program's been successful. At the same time, a number of sponsors this year that are going above and beyond, and it's just absolutely incredible. So we want to say thank you to all of our sponsors.
Really have done a nice job over the past couple of years, have the sponsors and our sales crew at the Bear Country Sports Network do a great job getting out to the community. And sponsors have responded. Well, always looking for more in regard to if you don't want to sponsor what we do here on the Bear Country Sports Network, contact Coach Gravish or any of the coaches and do something directly for the team, because they have all of the special things that they do throughout the year that they need funds for as well. But we really appreciate, again, our patron sponsors, Stephen and Lisa Wadsworth. Kickoffs by Joe's Equipment, and the out-of-town scoreboard. We'll get some updates here later in this quarter by Tie Dot and Embroidery.
So the ball right now inside the 10 on the 9-yard line. 2nd and 7. Loomis in the gun. Gets a snap. Throws immediately to the flash. Tate Sechrist has a head of steam. Gets to the outside. Makes a man miss. Lowers the shoulder. Helmet's flying off. Sechrist inside the pylon. Let's see if they signal. Oh, they're saying just out of bounds, but I'll tell you what, he lowered his shoulder and helmets were popping.
He is just excited, patting himself on the head because of the great effort on that play, not willing to go down, not willing to go out of bounds. We have a Lewisburg player, 2 of them actually, down on the ground, and that is due to the ferocious run at the end of that play by Tate Sechrist. We've talked about it, Nate. Talked about it last year when he didn't get a whole lot of carries, ended up with maybe 450, 500 yards or so. But when he would carry the ball late in the game last year where his legs were still fresh, he was like a bull in a china shop. You hate to use that old cliche, but it's true. He just loves contact, wants to really deliver at the end of that play, and he did there.
And the line is just proud. They come up there, they're just ready to go. They hustle between every play. It's going to be a close. They're going to call it down at roughly, I believe, the 2. It's hard to see from here. 3rd and 1. 3rd and 1 they're going to call it. Loomis is under center. Officials spot. Officials whistle. Immediate handoff. Tate Sechrist up. The line is just pushing. Big touchdown for the Bulldogs.
2:41 to go here in quarter number 3. On the scoreboard, it's been the Tate Seacrest show. 4th touchdown tonight, all on the ground. But, boy, really set up in a couple different ways. This one set up by the interception by Dathan Tyson. The last drive set up by a really nice delivery and catch from Jaron Loomis to Dathan Tyson. Opposite sides of the field here, Brody Hare on for the PAT.
Long snap is back. Hold is down. I'll tell you what, if he kicks like that, that was a rocket. Brody Hare just rocket man right there.
Starting to get some rhythm on the kickoffs. Again, I'm not a kicker, but you hear people talk about it. The kicking game is so much about rhythm. You get into a rhythm, everything happens, snap it back, put it down, boom, you kick it. Same with the punt. You get that snap back, take your step, boom, you kick it. If you have anything that varies from that, then you have a problem because then you're thinking.
Right, exactly.
You can't think.
One of the greatest highlights I ever saw was Robbie Gould mic'd up, NFL, Robbie Gould, Central Mountain Robbie Gould. I think Robbie Gould's available, by the way, so if there's any NFL teams out there looking to fill a roster, I noticed that San Francisco had a couple kickers get injured since they let Robbie Gould go. So, but listen, Robbie Gould in that video mic'd up was so cool because he's just in a different headspace. They have an ability to relax. It's uncanny. One more comment after that last touchdown that impressed me. John Dammer, I got your name right tonight. I talked to mom and family, but I saw offensive linemen high-fiving and chest bumping. So when I see that, I see another level offensively tonight for that line, growing together. Brody Hare just boots one. Looks like it might go out of bounds, and it does. Unfortunately, flag is thrown. In high school football, PIAA, state of Pennsylvania, when the ball goes out of bounds on a kickoff, it's immediately placed at the 35-yard line. So Lewisburg will have decent field position.
First one that we've seen with that result, but Brody has definitely improved not only the PATs, now making a couple in a row, the kickoffs overall as well. And you know what, Nate, the Bulldog defense, they're excited. They got the turnover that they were looking for finally on the Dathan Tyson interception and return to set up that last touchdown. Here you want to get another turn. You want to get a shutout. You're 32-0. Ball game's probably under control. Going to get your 31st win in a row. You want to make another big play here.
In the shotgun. Wildcat formation. That's number 1. Jeremiah Davis. And that's the first time, give the defense credit, first time they've seen that tonight. They'll dial that up. They'll dial it in. Brody Hare patting the lineman from Lewisburg on the helmet. He got blocked well on that play.
That's the best rushing attempt by the Green Dragons in the ball game. 8 yards there, 7 yards there on first down.
Well, and the big thing, Davis right there, immediately when he touched that football was full steam ahead. So that half a second makes a big difference. 2nd and 4 on the 41 in the gun. Again, blitzed up, blown up. Did you see Bo Seacrest just literally blow up the blocking on that play?
Knew he couldn't get to the backer. Max Engel in there as well, almost met in the backfield, and that's what you do, just create havoc in the backfield, run into the blockers, make the running back do something different, force a loss of 1 on that play. So that's their 4th or 5th tackle for a loss at least here in the 3rd quarter.
I think what's incredible on that play, not only did he time that, he took the 2 tailbacks out of the picture. He's only a sophomore. Bo Seacrest, excellent play, heads up play. 3rd down and 5 on the 40. Low snap, giving up too much time, trying to drag the pile. That's number 9, Sean Field with a few carries tonight.
Really nice play there at the bottom of that by Peyton Samar. We don't call his name a whole lot. He's kind of moving all over the place, and he's a little bit undersized from that linebacker position, but he has very good instincts. We saw that last year when he was coupled with Hayden Packer, but he wasn't really called on last year to make the plays there. He was the first one in, able to hold that back up and allow Tate Seacrest and Bo Seacrest to come in and clean that up.
You know, with the receiving game right now, it's redemption time. No fumbles tonight, but just not a sense of urgency in the return game on the punt. So Elijah Jordan, Dathan Tyson, he's going to fake it. He's going to fake it. And he's not going to get it. Excellent heads-up play, Samar, Bo Seacrest. What's the flag about?
That's going to be taunting against Jersey Shore. He celebrated a little bit. and they're going to call that a personal foul, taunting, or whatever it's called here in high school football. So they made the stop, but they're not going to reward the Bulldog defense with that stop, and his teammates are talking to him a little bit and saying, hey, you can't do that. It's right on the sidelines. You're kind of yakking a little bit in your opponent's face, and the officials throw the flag. So unsportsmanlike against the Bulldogs. Going to give Lewisburg a first down on that play. Hate to see that because that great play.
I hate to see it, but I'll be honest with you. I hate to see it, but I can hear the band tonight. I couldn't hear any John. He did turn back. He probably did say something. But I've seen players get away with a lot more than that. It wasn't dirty. They made a big hit. They know that Lewisburg last week faked a couple times, and they happened to stop it. I get it. They're up 32-0. The officials don't want this to get out of hand.
But I think because of the timing of that, so you made the stop, so you get the football if you're Jersey Shore. So you're still short on the first down, but instead of getting it at the Lewisburg 44, maybe even the 43, you're going to get a 15-yard penalty. But the Bulldogs are still going to get, because that's an after-the-play foul.
And I'm glad you explained that because I'm still frustrated with the flag. I get it, but it's a little ticky-tack. I love my men in black and white. They've called a good game tonight. And, you do, though, because, there's going to be a game this year where you're not up 32-0. I don't want to make excuses, but keep your mouth shut. It's like when you score a touchdown, act like you've been to the end zone. No reason. You made a tackle. You made a stop on fourth down. Hey, move on. Bulldogs take over. 1st and 10 is the spot after they mark off the 15. Power backfield. Last back is Elijah Jordan. Boom, big stick by number 18. Bringing the hammer, Jack Blow.
He's good. He had some tackles early on, haven't called his name a whole lot here in the middle quarters, but that's a very nice play. Not a big push there, but still picked up almost 4 yards.
Single receiver, Tyson. Quick pitch right, Elijah Jordan. Big block by Bo Sechrist. Elijah Jordan holding on. They're trying to strip and rip, and he's still going. And that's the problem with the strip and rip. If you're not going to wrap up, Elijah's going to take it.
He does run hard as well. We've talked about Tate Sechrist and his fury when he runs the football. Elijah Jordan's a little bit different in how he does it. He's always moving. He's always turning. Great result there, first down.
1st and 10. They're trying to just get the troops in the right position. Bo Sechrist. Third quarter's up.
Third quarter ends. The Bulldogs stretch out the lead with a couple scores in that stanza. 32-0. The Bulldogs are going to get into quarter number 4 here. After the commercial break, you're listening to Jersey Shore High School football on the Bear Country Sports Network.
Serving the Jersey Shore area community, All Round Tire, your hometown service and tire sales center. Family owned and operated, All Round Tire features Cooper, many other tire brands, including Michelin and Firestone. Make us your first choice not only for passenger, light truck, farm, and ag tires, but also for service, brakes, exhaust belts, and hoses, and we offer the only vulcanized flat repairs in the area. PA State Inspection 2, open weekdays 8 till 5, Saturday till noon, All Round Tire, Cement Hollow Road, Jersey Shore.
WQBR 99.9 FM.
We are back to start the fourth quarter, 12-minute quarters if you're just tuning in, because there will be an exam in the next few weeks for those first-time listeners. I have so many people talk to us throughout the week and say, man, I love football, I just don't get it. We all assume that people get it. It's okay. If you're watching and you're enjoying the program tonight, we want to thank you for tuning in. 32-0 is the score, 1st and 10 on the 44. Loomis gets the handoff. He's rolling right. Tyson fakes it. Hook and go. Wide open. Fortunately, underthrown.
Really good recovery at the end of that play by Charlie Landis. We saw him make a couple catches at the end of that kind of frantic end to the second quarter. Loomis had him open there for just a second, but good recovery by Landis to get in position to knock that one away.
Tailbacks. Sechrist and Jordan. Loomis under center, 2nd and 10. Fakes it, counter, off the right side. Tate Sechrist lowers the shoulder. Picks up about 5 on the play. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 5 or 6 yards once they get this set. Jersey Shore Bulldogs trying to get in the fast car again, upping the tempo with 11.5 to go here in the fourth. Bulldogs
taking a little bit more time here. Don't have to go out of the fast car, get up to the line of scrimmage. take your time, get a good play.
3rd and 5. Loomis under center. Right to left goes Dathan Tyson. Quick pitch left. It's going to be a reverse. They're going to fake it. Elijah Jordan just makes a man miss. Breaking some ankles down the sideline. 15, 10, 5, and out of bounds inside the 5. And that was absolutely incredible. It was a broken play nonetheless. I mean, they need to work at how they're going to belly that reverse because they almost collided. And Jordan says, I'm taking it.
Really did a good job planting that foot, getting upfield, but boy, delivered the blow in the middle and at the end of that run. Big first down.
Under center's Loomis, 1st and 4. Quick pitch right. Cut back by is Jordan. Doesn't get there. Looks like he had a lane, and it closed quickly, but down around the 1 yard line. So he's close to that goal line.
Really working Elijah Jordan here. Tate Sechrist, 4 rushing touchdowns already tonight. He's kind of taking a break. Another Lewisburg player down on the field. Cramping hasn't been a problem. Just had that one cramp earlier, but the physicality of the Bulldogs has really become a factor. That is a cramp on that play as well. But the physicality of the Bulldogs, Nate, has been pretty impressive here in the second half.
It really is. You know, I give Lewisburg credit this year, you know, coming in much more organized. Kept things close in the first half, not giving up too many big plays. And right now, I believe just a matter of conditioning and athleticism on the Jersey Shore side. Elijah Jordan really has done some nice things with his feet tonight. Tate Sechrist also having an excellent night on the ground. And Loomis, once again, showing himself to be a guy who can really kind of control the offensive tempo. Real solid leadership only having this year under his belt.
Have a chance to put another score on the board here. 10:50 to go in the ball game. 2nd and goal from the 1.
Loomis under center. Left to right goes Samar. Handoff immediately to Elijah Jordan. I mean, once Sechrist took 2 guys out, it was touchdown. And you know, the initial surge of the line was just so impressive right there. Got out of their splits quick, and Elijah Jordan had a lot of daylight.
Talked about that offensive line working so well together last week in their first game, really becoming a nice cohesive unit here early in the season.
Snap is back, hold is good, kick is up. Nice kick. I'll tell you something right now. You know, whatever it's been, the last 2 or 3 kicks look like he's never missed one.
Really has worked on it. You talked about that in the week leading up to tonight's ball game, getting much better height other than the first one where he kind of line drived it where the ball maybe wasn't down on the tee, but they've really gotten that timing down and he gets it up in the air. Certainly has a strong enough leg to kick it through. And what's so important, Nate, the PATs are important, but if you have a chance to kick a short or mid-range field goal to put points on the board at some time in the season, as we saw in the last couple of years with Breck Miller, that can really be a difference in a tight ball game. And we're probably going to see a very tight ball game next week against Selinsgrove Steel team that is predicted to be the top team in District 4. They're the favorite in District 4 this year, not this Jersey Shore Bulldog team.
Yeah, the Seals are excellent. And I remember years past, you know, and it's a tough place to play. This is a tough environment to come play in here at home if you've never really realized that. People don't like to come to Thompson Street. They like the turf. They don't like the grass. We have great crowds here. But Selinsgrove's always been a tough place to go play. And the one thing that they've always done extremely well is have excellent special teams.
Yeah, they really do, led by Carter Young. Great punter, really effective kicker as well.
Brody Hurd a kick with 10:41. The kick is high. The kick is deep. The kick is down. Again, they're letting it hit inside the 5-yard line and roll into the end zone. You know, Brody Hurd in the preseason, even in the scrimmage against Whitehall, was kicking it down around the 12-yard line. He's put that one down inside the 10, so strong enough leg.
Certainly has a strong enough leg. And our kickoffs, again, sponsored by Joe's Equipment, Cement Drive, Jersey Shore, off Route 220. Visit Aaron and our staff for all your equipment needs, all your outdoor work projects. Give them a call at 570-398-1391.
Lewisburg looking to get something started. Going to be tough tonight with the fact that they're pretty much ground and pound. Talon Malk, not Talon, but Talon Malk into the game, number 24 at safety. Snap is back. It's a fumble, and it's covered by the Bulldogs. Picked up by number, we got 10.
Number 10.
Luke Thompson.
Luke was in on the offensive set there and on the defensive series as well. Johnny on the spot, gets a turnover. So we're in the mercy rule. A little late for Jersey Shore, with a past number of years, you're getting that mercy rule in the second and third quarters. Here we're into the fourth quarter, but at 39 points, you're in that mercy rule. So that will be a running clock other than scores, turnovers, or injuries throughout the rest of the ball game.
And Xavier Carter into the game at quarterback for Lewisburg with the snap that was difficult and fumbled. Jersey Shore under center Loomis. 1st and 10. Quick pitch right. That's Brody Herr. Tries to make a cutback. Excellent pursuit by Opperman. Been tough and stingy all night.
Called his name maybe the most along with Casale for the Lewisburg defense. Really solid players on that side of the ball for Lewisburg.
You know, Opperman, the type of athlete that we're going to see a lot of next week, too, you know, with the likes of Pastore, Hicks, you know.
Bastion as well.
Yes. Bastion, Teets, under center Loomis. 2nd and 10. He's going to go. Looked like a little confusion on that route. We had two guys open, Sweely and Whitman, trying to run sort of a banana wheel route, post corner route. Nothing there. Slightly underthrown. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 10. Jersey Shore out of rhythm, so to speak, right now with 9.5 to go here in the fourth.
Definitely a misread there by Jaron Loomis. Thought the receiver was going to come in. The receiver actually went out, forced that incompletion.
Fumbled snap, picked up immediately by Tate Sechrist. Give him credit. You know, and do you try a field goal here?
Thought the same thing as that ball was down.
You know, it is right hash. But at the same point in time, what do you have to lose? If Brody has missed wide this year, it's typically been left. So, you know, we'll see. 4th and 6. You know, and right now, you know, Lewisburg's substitution by platoon on defense fakes the handoff. It's going to Samar in the corner. He's wide open. Touchdown. Loomis to Samar on the post corner route, headed to the pylon. That's a touchdown. So, you know, beautifully thrown ball.
One-man pattern. Picked on the cornerback, probably a substitute player in there, but gave did Loomis a chance to run to that corner of the end zone, delivered it well for the score.
Snap us down. Pick us up. Brody Hurst finally learning how to really, you know, he's got so much strength in that leg. He looks like he's bunting a baseball, and he's crushing it. So hats off Brody Hurst. Excellent progress in the kicking game. That's 46-0 right now with 8:44 to go in the fourth quarter.
I'm going to try and get our out-of-town scoreboard up. We won't get to it before the kickoff, but maybe we can do a quick run of scores as the games progress all throughout the region. And we'll try and get one very quickly in the post-game as well. So we do have a little bit of time. So the out-of-town scoreboard again brought to you by Tie Dot and Embroider. Our kickoff coming up going to be brought to you again by Joe's Equipment. Thanks again to all of our sponsors, but particularly Mifflin County still shutting out Shikellamy 16-0 in quarter number 3. Selinsgrove has stretched it out a little bit. Quarter number 4 going to go to 2-0, 31-8. Hamburg 20-14 over Warrior Run. Sock all over Hughesville 40-0. Halifax shutting out Midwest at 33-0. Southern Columbia stretching out as well, 41-0 over the Indians of Shamokin.
Brody Hurd a kick. Shorter kick this time. Received by number 19. Going backwards. Ahmad Robinson.
Jalen Walker on the return for the Green Dragons. Tackled by number 10, Luke Thompson.
So we talked about this, Doug. Lewisburg, that last score put up by Jersey Shore, we tell it like it is here on the air, was against their second or third tier defense. So right now, Lewisburg is saying, hey, we're going to get some seconds and thirds in there. It's mop-up time in some aspects, but it's never a bad time to learn and grow and get experience. And the Jersey Shore team still has their first team defense, and so, you know, hopefully at some point in time we see some substitutions just from the factor of injuries and prevention. In the gun, hands off immediately.
Davis carrying the ball, tackled by number.
Do have a couple starters out. Brody Herr and Bo Sechrist are in there. But I think other than that, Nate, they did make a shift, and almost all of the starters
I love to
for the
see that.
Bulldog defense are out. Caden Walker's in there as well. Slate Sechrist, but Tate Sechrist is out, and Dathan Tyson as well. So they're starting to sprinkle some of those second-teamers in as well.
Paul Hale's in there, number 3. Talon Malk's in there. You know, Whitman's still in there, but love it. You got Snyder in there at the left corner.
Well, Whitman's one of those guys. He needs some reps.
Yes, he does.
Because, you know, he needs to have every rep that he gets is like another practice rep for him.
2nd and 10 on the 23. In the gun, Luke Evans. He's going to throw to the flats. Oh, nearly. Good pass. He was looking to the flats. He threw back inside to number 6, Matteo Cardello.
And that's the area against that 5-2. We'll see it next week. That's open.
Oh,
5-2.
And let me tell you, the Selinsgrove Seals are very, very well aware of what. Hey, listen, how many times have they faced each other in the last decade? And Jersey Shore has dominated the last decade and made deep state runs. And Selinsgrove's coming in with an axe to grind. I should say we're coming in with their axe to grind. 3rd down and 10 on the 23. Snap is back. It's low. Pressure coming. Pass is off. Beautiful completion. Back across midfield. Paul Hale's coming in pursuit. Jeremiah Davis caught the ball on the flats on the right side of the field, brought it all the way back east to west. Under a beautiful full moon tonight. Excellent run. We talk about that, the difference in, you know, substitutions. And a lot of times we see this. We see opposing teams have some really good success late in the game. You know, even last week with Pottsville, their premier running back, did pick up some yards late in the game, but the team had a total of like 60, 65 yards for the game. And I remember one of his runs late in the 4th quarter was like 40 or 50. So hats off to Lewisburg. 1st and 10 on the 26 of the Bulldogs. In the gun. Wenrich back in the game. Low snap. Number 3 on the catch is Charles Landis. Makes a great reception. Good pitching catch there on 1st down.
Really nice. You can see that Wenrich has some ability. Again, they give him some time, get those guys in those flat areas that, again, against the 5-2, they're open. If you can get a receiver there and deliver the ball pretty quickly, you're going to have a chance for a catch and run. And, again, we will see that next week for sure against the Selinsgrove Seals, and both teams going to come in at 2-0.
Yes. In the gun, Wenrich. Number 1 to his right, Jeremiah Davis. Motions left. They're going to throw to the flats. It's immediately. Oh, what a play by. It's a backwards lateral. Paul Hale gets on top of it. It was a backward lateral, and from our angle, it's tough to see, and that's a great excuse on the air live. But backwards lateral, hats off. Who made the initial deflection? I thought I saw 5, but I didn't. Was it Bo Sechrist on the deflection?
Not really sure about that. Have to look at the tape. But Paul Hale was the one and others that recognized that the ball was thrown backwards, and that is a lateral. Even if it's a pass, it's still a lateral. It's backwards, and you have a chance. That's a live ball, so a good reaction there by the Bulldog defense. 2nd game in a row for Paul Hale to get a fumble. Last week returned to the yard for a touchdown. There sets up the Bulldog offense.
Brody Herr, the single back to the side of Paul Hale. Trips left, single right. Snaps back. Brody Herr gets the handoff. He is up the middle, barely touched. Just going to run with people attached to him. Looks like it's a 1st down just past the chains.
If you're Lewisburg and their defenders, whether they're 1st or 2nd teamers, you don't want a whole lot to do with Brody Herr running the football late in the game.
Paul Hale on the gun, 1st and 10. Fakes it, keeps it. Stiff arms a man. Gets downfield, not going out easily. Great run. And I've said this about Paul Hale. He has quick feet. And I'll be honest, I believe that he could rotate in a few reps from time to time with Loomis for a different look. Obviously, you know, Loomis is the guy. He's the household name right now. But Paul Hale, very, very athletic and fleet of foot. 1st and 10, 31-yard line. Snaps back. Brody Herr gets the handoff. He's going to go to the outside. Good blocking. Brody Herr shows the 100-meter track speed. Cuts back inside, down inside the 10. Again, part of that 4x100. Brody Hurd, just a beast outside.
Good reaction there by Brody Hurd, because his initial thought was, hey, I'm going to run to the corner. And then he thought, nope, there's a lane right up the middle. So he's learning as a running back, did the right thing, turned that into a big game.
Hard to believe he's got a year of football under his belt, always a soccer player. Paul Hale, straight eye, pro formation. Bo Sechrist just going to walk in. And you know what's crazy? Bo Sechrist, 10th grader. Paul Hale is a junior. You've got Brody Hurd as a junior. All those guys are back next year. Beautiful touchdown. Really, you can't key on one guy.
Really nice series there, led by Paul Hale. Finished off. Nice run for the touchdown, Bo Sechrist.
Nice snap, perfect, beautiful hold. And I'm telling you something right now. If rhythm is a dancer, that's Brody Hurd right now. He is clutch right now. The last 4 or 5 have been pure.
Good to see that good rhythm in the kicking game. And Nate will finish off that out-of-town scoreboard. We ended with Southern Columbia stretching that lead over Shamokin. Milton going to get their first win, 27-0 over Towanda. Mount Carmel going to get a great win on the road against a very good Dunmore team, 27-7. Mifflinburg, 28-21. Good game there against Central Columbia in quarter number 4. Danville going to go to 2-0, 41-7 over Line Mountain. South Williamsport going to go to 2-0, 49-7 over Montgomery. Central Mountain going to pick up their first win in over a year, 35-7 over the Black Panthers. And Troy hammering Montoursville, 38-0. That is a great win for Troy. Not a good loss there for Montoursville. And great game. Wellsboro leads Muncie late, 14-13. Muncie on the road.
Wow, and that was a last week's beatdown at Wellsboro from Montoursville. And Montoursville getting the test from Troy. Oh, it's fumbled. Kickoff fumbled, and that is pure danger when that happens. Ryan Opperman unable to corral that kick, fumbled and returned. Very short return, not even out to the 20-yard line. So Brody Hurd, another good kick off his foot. See if we can get you some of these names that are now out on the field for your Bulldogs. I know a lot of you moms and dads and people. We had people listening from all over this great nation last week, Doug. I heard people were tuning in from overseas, our servicemen and women. Thank you for your service. It's a great day to be a Bulldog. So they're not done with Wenrick. Wenrick's like, I would like to get some points here for us. 3 minutes to go. 1st and 10 on their own 19. Handoff is back, and it's Jeremiah Davis. And I'll tell you, we saw what he did in space after the last reception, but when you're trying to run him through the tackles with that much up front, it's tough.
He's very good in space, as most high school athletes are, but he's certainly got a second gear. But between the tackles, Lewisburg hasn't figured that out on a consistent basis, but he'll be a factor as the season goes on. The hard thing for the Green Dragons, they just have a brutal schedule. They play Jersey Shore tonight, obviously. They play Southern, Montoursville, and a couple other schools here in the next couple of weeks where it'll be tough for them to get a win.
Absolutely. Trent Severino in at defensive end, along with Zach Myers, as well as Talon Lope. We'll get to some of the other players out there right now. 2nd and 8 for Lewisburg. Handoff up the middle between the tackles. Makes a man miss. Gets a couple yards before he's drugged down. Travis Blackburn, number 59, in on the tackle, along with Trent Severino. Also in at linebacker right now, number 51, Zeke Sechrist. Zeke is only a freshman. They have him listed at 5'10", 185, so there is another Sechrist up and coming. Lewisburg looking for something here on 3rd and 4 on their own 25, minute and 25 to go. Hard count, handoff, nothing there, a loss of 1. Just a stingy defense. And, give the substitutes for the Bulldogs credit. Man, this is like they pulled up to the buffet and they just want to eat. It's like, hey, put me in, coach. I want to play.
Zach Myers, solid play there from the defensive side. His first action in the ball game. And you're right, Nate, we're under a minute, so the Bulldogs going to pick up win number 2 in 2023, 53-0 at the moment. going to stretch that regular season winning streak to a very impressive 31 games with a big test next week on the road against a 2-0 Selinsgrove Steel team as well.
The biggest thing about Selinsgrove, looks like Lewisburg's going to let the play clock run down here and get a timeout and make a decision. But it's 4th and 5. Speaking of next week, Doug, we'll be on the road. Tune into that. All, if not every one of our away games scheduled to be viewable on the YouTube channel, as well as you can hear it on your radio, stereo, handheld device. Lewisburg did some things well tonight, but Jersey Shore once again shows they just have too much firepower. I like what I'm seeing too, because you saw the offense finally get into a rhythm tonight. Even the seconds and thirds able to punch one across the goal line. But next week, Selinsgrove, very, very rich in senior leadership, much like Jersey Shore was last year. They're formidable. They played a very tough opponent in week 1 and won. We'll see what they do tonight. What the final is there. We know they're winning. Back to punt, number 10, Cohen Hoover here with 32 to go. That's Paul Hale. Snyder makes a return, gets a block, makes a man miss, stiff arms, gets out to the 45-yard line.
Nice job there by Evan Snyder. Fielded that, saw the field in front of him, able to make that into a positive return on the play. We do have a flag down, going to have a hold against the Bulldogs, so that'll negate that a little bit and go back. But 18.1 seconds ago, pretty impressive, Nate. A little slow start for the Bulldogs. Led 6-0 at the end of the first quarter, but again, 18-0 at the half, and then quarter number 3 was all the difference. Offense really put it together. Defense got the interception by Dathan Tyson to set up another score. Really poured it on here in half number 2 and stretch it out for 53-0 win.
And we've talked about this, Doug. People have this 31 victories in the regular season in a row. What I kind of sometimes get frustrated with hearing is, what's wrong? What's happening? And I'm like, what do you mean what's happening? It was 68-13. It's 53-0 tonight. The Dogs have looked extremely good, and they've improved upon some of the week 1 weaknesses. So in the gun, Paul Hale, hands off immediately, Talon Melk. We've seen his speed.
Talon can go.
Oh, he can, and he's a burner. He's a burner. I had an opportunity to speak with his mom this week. It's Ice Cream Wednesday, so that's another reason, Doug, we do the interviews in the middle of the week. It's free ice cream. So, well, that'll be it, guys. 53-0 is the final. Hats off to your hometown Bulldogs. Thanks for tuning in tonight. We're going to be back right after this, but we appreciate your listening tonight. You're listening to Jersey Shore High School Bulldog football on the Bear Country Sports Network.
For a great time, make it Bald Bird's Brewing Company in Jersey Shore. Enjoy 24 different beers in the family-friendly tap room where pets are welcome too, and a full selection of local spirits, wines, and specialty cocktails. Don't miss our weekly family game night and trivia night. Bald Bird's Brewing Company offers event space for meetings, weddings, and private and semi-private party spaces. Open Wednesday through Sunday. Bald Bird's Brewing Company, Schaefer Lane, Jersey Shore. Online at baldbirdsbrewing.com.
Hey, you. Yeah, you. This is your dentist. Do me a favor and feel the front of your teeth. How grimy are they? Ugh. It's time for a Crest Pro Health reality checkup. That grime is the buildup of plaque bacteria that can cause cavities in just months. You need to switch to Crest Pro Health. While most toothpaste stop working in minutes, Crest Pro Health's antibacterial fluoride protects for up to 12 hours to stop cavities before they start. So pick some up on the way home. Smile. Crest has you covered.
This week's Jersey Shore game sponsored by Mealy Manufacturing, makers of the Pennsylvania skill games you find everywhere. Powered by Pace-O-Matic and manufactured in Muncie, Mealy Manufacturing, the skill game industry leaders. Their games provide legal entertainment to players and the opportunity to use their skills and strategies to win every time. Vastly different than gambling or casino-style games, skill games require players to think and take action to win. Mealy Manufacturing, supporting the community and employing local workers. 800-338-8401.
Your local area insurance agency is McMahon, Ferguson & Associates. They handle your home, auto, commercial, and life insurance needs. Let's talk life insurance. If something happened to you, would your family be prepared? Let McMahon, Ferguson & Associates craft the perfect Erie life insurance policy for you. Call 570-398-4090 or visit 1020 Allegheny Street, Jersey Shore. Your local Erie insurance agency is McMahon, Ferguson and Associates.
Susquehanna Transit and Trailways are accepting driver applications. Driver applicants must be at least 21. School-related jobs offer an average of 4 to 5 hour workday, summers, weekends, and holiday off. Susquehanna Trailways is accepting applicants for motor coach driving opportunities. Applicants must have a valid driver's license, pass a physical, and have a clean driving record. 570-753-5125 or email schoolbus@susquehannabus.com to learn more.
Everything you need in one place. Jiffy Market in Jersey Shore. Now your first choice for great hot food, breakfast sandwiches, bagels, French toast sticks, boneless wings, hash browns, garbage fries, and taco wraps. PA lottery tickets and skill games, and ATM fresh-made sandwiches, meat and cheese by the pound, snacks, candy, slushies, and more. All at Jiffy Market. Everything you need in one place. Across from the post office in downtown Jersey Shore. Stop and shop. Jiffy Market in Delhi.
WQBR 99.9 FM.
Doug, it's always a pleasure to call a game with you and the family here at the Bear. Just got to say, another exciting night tonight. It seems like the Jersey Shore Bulldogs are off to a slow start week one, 7-0, 7-7, then it's a blowout, 68-13. Similar thing tonight, 18 points at the half seemed like a moral defeat, but really it's not because it just took them a little longer to get in rhythm, and when they did, they were absolutely explosive. I give a lot of credit to the offensive line tonight. Why don't we give a quick shout-out to those sponsors and get to some out-of-town scores?
Yep, we want to give one more run with our sponsors, patron sponsors, Steve and Alicia Wadsworth from Lock Haven for their full package support of our broadcasts and Jersey Shore High School football this season. Kickoffs all season long, sponsored by Joe's Equipment, Cement Drive, Jersey Shore. Steel products, parts, and service for all your outdoor work needs. Give them a call at 570-398-1391. And the out-of-town scoreboard, which we'll do here in just a minute. Tie, dot, and embroidery for all your screen printing and embroidery needs. See the staff at 110 Charles Street, Jersey Shore, and give them a call at 570-398-4477. So, Nate, we're going to do that out-of-town scoreboard one more time. Most of these are finals. Mifflin County shutting out Shikellamy. A surprise there with the shutout. 23-0 over the Braves. Thought the Braves were going to have a chance to go to 2-0, but not the case here tonight. Tough loss for them, but still 1-1 on the season. Selinsgrove stretches it out and wins by 30 over Juniata, 38-8. Hamburg still hanging on, 20-14 over Warrior Run. That is not a final. Loyalsock 46-0 over Hughesville. They'll go to 2-0. Halifax shuts out Midwest. The Mustangs go to 0-2, 40-0. Southern Columbia 2-0, 41-0 over Shamokin. Milton evens their record at 1-1, 27-0 over Towanda. Mount Carmel again with a nice win on the road, 27-7 over Dunmore. Mifflinburg stretches it out a little bit over Central Columbia. Looks like they're going to win to go to 2-0, 35-21. Danville ends up blowing out Lime Mountain 51-7. Ironman again, boy, prolific offense with their team. South Williamsport 2-0, 49-7 over Montgomery. And Central Mountain gets their first win in over a year, 41-7 over Bloomsburg. Probably the biggest surprise of the night, not that the Troy Trojans get a win, but that they almost shut out Montoursville. Montoursville scores late, but the Warriors lose to the Trojans 38-7. And we do not have an update on what turns out could be a big upset. Wellsboro still leading Muncie 14-13. We do not have that as a final. Of course, here, the Bulldogs shut out the Green Dragons of Lewisburg at 53-0. So a couple of surprises there and a couple of teams that we're going to see in a couple weeks, a couple with wins and a couple with losses. But now the focus turns to Selinsgrove, and that countdown clock begins for the Jersey Shore Bulldogs. We're going to be on the road again next week from Selinsgrove against the Seals.
There you have it. That's the out-of-town scoreboard. Thanks again to the sponsors. We're going to come back, and when we do, we'll have stats to end the game and our player of the game tonight. So we want to break for one more commercial. You're listening to Jersey Shore High School football on the Bear Country Sports Network.
Fred Ham Incorporated has proudly served Lycoming and Clinton counties with residential and commercial trash removal since 1968. Family-owned company that cares about the environment and their customers. They provide extensive trash removal and recycling options, including bags, cans, dumpsters, even small and large roll-offs. They have a fleet of trucks for reliable pickup and convenient online bill pay. Call Fred Ham Incorporated today at 570-398-1814.
Discover credit cards automatically double all the cash back you earn at the end of your first year, which means... Wait, hold up. Question for the audio engineer.
Go ahead.
Did I read that right? Discover automatically doubles all your cash back?
Yeah, that's what the script says.
So if I get a Discover card right now, I can earn twice the cash back.
Apparently. Wait! Unlimited first-year cash back match. Only from Discover. See terms and learn more at discover.com/match.
It's time for an insurance review. Every now and then, you need to know you're getting the best coverage at the best price. So here's a phone number, 570-865-5191. State Farm agent Jason Eberhardt will give you an overview and make recommendations on how you can protect yourself and your family. Auto, home, life, health, property, or business, it's Eberhardt State Farm. Available online at insurejerseyshore.com. Eberhardt State Farm in their new offices, 600 Allegheny Street, Jersey Shore. 570-865-5191.
There's still an Agway in your local area. X-Agway in Jersey Shore. They have been supplying the community for years. X-Agway. Everything you'll need to win the seasonal fight. Whether it's fertilizer and lime for lawn and garden season, or rock salt and ice melt for the winter weather. Right now, it's time to set your food plots and grab wood pellets from X-Agway. 112 Harris Street, Jersey Shore, X-Agway. Local people taking care of local people. 570-398-2770.
Everything costs more, and lots of us are worried about how much we'll spend this coming winter to heat our homes. Make sure to call Hollick's Coal & Oil in Jersey Shore, 570-398-1190, providing stove, nut, pea, buckwheat, and rice coal, heating oil, outside mix kerosene, and off-road diesel. A fixture in the Jersey Shore community for the last 72 years. Hollick's Coal & Oil, ready to keep you warm this winter. 570-398-1190, online at hollickscoalonoil.com.
This is Dr. Brad Schaefer. As a podiatrist, I can tell you no two people's feet are alike, which is why I recommend Dr. Scholl's custom fit orthotic inserts. They're customized for your feet, so you get a unique solution your feet really need, not just a one-size-fits-all insole. They're clinically proven to provide pain relief for achy feet, knees, lower back, plantar fasciitis, and heels. Take the Dr. Scholl's Custom Fit Orthotics Assessment in Walmart today, now in the foot care aisle.
WQBR 99.9 FM.
We're back with the wrap-up. We're going to do some stats, and then we're going to name not just the player, but the co-players of tonight's game. Pretty impressive for Jersey Shore. Doug, why don't you cover some stats?
Just, again, thanks to Coach Chris Davis and Jim Carpenter for always putting together the stats for us. Chris does such a great job and has been doing it for so many years. We'll start with the defense, Nate. Tate Sechrist in on a lot of tackles as well, but we specifically want to call out Bo Sechrist and Peyton Samar, both multiple tackles and assists, 5-6 on both sides. So those fairly inexperienced players, particularly Bo, as only being a sophomore, really leading the way for the Bulldog defense tonight. Another really stout defensive effort against the run of the Lewisburg Green Dragons. But you know, as usual, you got to score points to win, and the Bulldogs did that tonight. 6 points in the first quarter, 12 in the second to take that 18-0 halftime lead. But then, boy, did they pour it on in the second half. 14 third-quarter points and then 21 to round it off in quarter number 4 for that final score of 53-0. And, you know, we always talk about time of possession. In the first half, Jersey Shore had more time of possession than Lewisburg. In the second half, it's the exact opposite. They only had the ball for about 10 minutes. Lewisburg had the ball for over 14. Didn't make any difference. You score when you have the football. You do what you have to do. Sprinkle in a defensive interception by Dathan Tyson as well. Set up your offense, put points on the board, and you're going to win. You're going to win big, and the Bulldogs did here tonight to go to 2-0.
Well, as always, we talk about the tradition that never graduates. We talk about the fact that it's next man up. You know, seconds and thirds looked awesome tonight. We got a few more things to cover, though, Doug.
A couple more stats on through the passing game. Jaron Loomis, pretty solid, 10 for 17. Did have that one interception, but 135 yards, including a 15-yard touchdown pass to Peyton Samar. So productive in the passing game. But on the ground, we'll get the final totals here for you for next week. But Elijah Jordan leads the way, 19 carries, 160 yards, 1 touchdown. But Tate Sechrist, what a hammer. 22 yards, 22 carries, 100 yards even, but 4 touchdowns, most of them of the 4, 5, 6-yard variety. But, hey, Nate, get in the end zone, score for your team. That's what you want. If you have a team that has drives but doesn't score or only ends in field goals or something like that, it's tough to win. But when you put touchdowns on the board, Bulldogs did 5 touchdowns in the running game. So those 2 guys, Nate, are going to be our player of the game tonight. They're going to share it. Elijah Jordan, Tate Sechrist leading the rushing offense for the Jersey Shore Bulldogs tonight are week number 2 players of the game.
Doug, it's been an excellent broadcast, week 2. Vince here on the camera. We'll be on the road next week to Selinsgrove to play the Seals, and they're not messing around this week either. They're now 2-0, Jersey Shore 2-0. Perhaps a preceding rivalry leading up to who may, in fact, be a district title contender this year. And if you're tuning in now, listen, Selinsgrove is predicted by some to win the district for the first time in a significant number of years. Jersey Shore wants to take that option off the table. It's been a great night, Doug. I'll let you wrap up here in a second. But I always say, from our house to yours, thanks for the support. Thanks for tuning in. We love your kids. We love our community. From the Bear Country family, our house to yours. Have a great night.
Bulldogs stretch it out in the second half to win 53-0 here in week number 2, stretch their regular season winning streak to 31 straight games. We're looking forward to the game on the road next week at Selinsgrove. Bulldogs win again, 53-0 over the Lewisburg Green Dragons. Remember, it is a great day to be a Bulldogs. You're listening to Jersey Shore High School football on the Bear Country Sports Network.